Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Wow, I feel good. Alright, so you guys remember on last Friday, I was a bit depressed because when I come home, I heard about this. Leeds are in lockdown. Not just in Leeds, it's happening around the country as well. But there's a few changes, alright. I feel fine now. I feel absolutely okay. I'm not really not really sad at the moment. I feel fine now. I feel good, guys. Alright, so don't have to worry about me. And you guys are probably wondering, Jimmy, what happened to your bedroom? It's blue. Now you're probably wondering, Jimmy, when are you gonna do this? The tour of my bedroom. Now technically I'm not doing it right now because I need to, because I come back from school. I need to do something. Technically I need to rest, then do football training. You know what I mean? Because it's been quite busy. But yeah, I'm back. Obviously I feel fine. You guys remember last time I accidentally knocked it down. So this time it won't fall, okay? This won't fall, alright? Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. But if you want to see that last video, go check it out. But anyway, so the biggest question everyone wants to know right now is what has changed around Leeds or around the country of England? Well, the government says that, school, we can still go to school, we can still do our normal thing, like me, but there's quite a few changes. At school right now, obviously I went back. It felt the same, but the only one different is you have to wear a mask in the corridor. Like somewhere, if you go anywhere that travels, like in the corridor, you have to wear a mask. And once you come into the class, you take it off, just for a safety. Now the question is, everyone wants to know about me is, did I like wearing a mask? No, I didn't like it at all. I couldn't even. I tried to breathe, and technically I couldn't. I kind of breathed, but it was quite hard at the same time because I needed oxygen for my heart condition. And yeah, you get the point. And obviously, because mask is uncomfortable for me, I'll have to get used to it now because I have to now these days. And I won't wear it all the time, but I only have to wear it in the corridor. And what about the toilets? Now, technically, if you go to a toilet, you know what I mean. Those business don't want to know about that. Obviously, no, gosh, no. You have to wear a mask in the toilet because it's public. If you had your own private, your private toilet, then yeah, you don't have to. But if it's like public, then you have to. And I don't like that. I don't. I know why, because of Corona and stuff, but it's technically for the risk, and I don't like it because I remember today because I was been playing out when I had lunch. I was out playing football, and because obviously I have a little mustache, a little bit, not fully, but like a little bit. I remember I was all warm. I couldn't even stand, and I tried to breathe properly, but it was hard for me. It was quite hard. Sometimes there are people who obviously have, a proper, you know what I mean, like people who can't breathe properly, but whereas me, I can breathe properly, but I can't breathe with mask. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, I don't want to explain the whole video because it's just gonna waste the video, waste time. Yeah, it's basically gonna waste all of our time. So you all know why. You all know why I don't like wearing a mask. You all should know why anyway. But yeah, that's the thing. And is there anything else that's changed? Yes. Now, if you have read the news before, or if you have or have not, if you have read news before on the TV, you notice that on Friday midnight in Leeds, you could not meet friends and family. I know you're probably wondering, it's ridiculous. I know I said in the last video you couldn't meet your friends and family, but in pubs you can, but you only can meet with your family. You can see each other, but you have to socially distance. You can't touch each other, you can't go near each other. Yeah, it's technically, obviously, but there are some risk. Like me, I have risk. And if you don't know, if you don't really know about me, if you're new to this channel, and if you don't really know about me, I have a heart condition, and there might be a chance if I get the corona, and there's biggest risk. Like Arthur as well, like me and Arthur, Arthur, if you don't know about Arthur, Arthur has a medic. There's a fly out the way. Arthur has a medical issues. Technically, he has something wrong with it. Technically, he's like me, but like he has a different. He has a different he has a different medic. So technically, I have a heart condition. He has a medic issue as well. So both of us have different issues, but we can't meet each other. Well, we was supposed to meet each other on Saturday. Was technically last week, not fully, but last week, as in last Saturday. We were supposed to meet each other, but Arthur was not happy. I wasn't happy, and we were a bit upset because there's a fly out of the way. The reason why we couldn't meet each other because the government said, well, it's happening around countries, you can't meet friends and family. And we were supposed to do, I already told you before, we were supposed to do like Jam Day, we were supposed to technically talk to each other a lot, as usual, but that we had to cancel it. Now, I don't know about this as well, so if you guys remember on a Thursday, every Thursday, well, not now, but like on a week one, I go to main cap, technically. I go to youth association, technically that's what I call it, youth club. I go there on the Thursday in week one, and then week two I don't, and then another group comes in. I don't know that's going to happen now. I don't know if that's going to happen right now, but I think it's going to be cancelled, so I have to change my timetable. Well, I don't know yet, but I need to ask my mum if I'm going to main cap or not. But I think we're not anyway. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I'll let you guys know what's going on and stuff, and yeah. So yeah, it's really, technically there's a few changes. Government changed the rule. Well, it's no longer the rule, it's law. Now obviously because pubs, you only can close it at 10 p.m. now you can go there now, but when it's 10 o'clock like p.m. it's closed. Fair enough, but it's risk because nobody knows who has the virus. Nobody knows. It's a big risk, and lots of people lost their lives in the past March, and it was quite, because I was depressed when news talk about deaths and corona. I didn't like that, and that's why I stopped YouTubing. But on Friday, I was kind of depressed because I was worried that if we were going to go in lockdown again. But now I feel okay. That was only on Friday. I was panicking. I was worried because you guys know I'm like. If you don't know what I'm like, let me explain about me, what I'm like when I'm worried. So when I'm worried about something, what's going to happen, like lockdown, for example, or something like, say, like World War One or World War Three, for example, it won't happen, but a few years' time will. But like, for example, say like this year, World War Three is happening, and say like, I'm worrying about, what's going to happen. I'm worried about this. I'm a worried person. I'm very, very worried because my mind is like panicking, and I'm panicking. I'm just panicking all the time. That's something to do like that. But in like when it's COVID and in lockdown, I was really panic, and I didn't do any YouTube. I didn't really technically look after myself properly. All I did is just game all day, and technically that was not like me. I'm not like that. I'm not the kind of person who does gaming all day. Sometimes on a weekend, if I want to have a nice, like on a weekend, I only do that on a weekend, but like never like that in my life. I never felt like that in my life. So yeah, that's what I'm like when I'm worried about what's going on. So yeah, basically I'm a worried person. So what else has been happening as well? Technically, I think that's it. I think they changed the rules. Technically, they changed the law. You can't meet each other, family. You can't household, and you can get fined for like £100 but I don't know how much, but it's something around 100. But if you still keep doing it, it'll go up and up and up until when it stops. And yeah, there is quite big things going around the world. COVID stuff, and you know what? It's hard. I can see it's hard for me. It's hard for my family because my granddad from Australia, he was supposed to meet each other. He was supposed to meet me this year. Well, technically, he was supposed to visit. He was supposed to come over and visit. Me, my mum, and dad. Technically, he was supposed to visit with everyone, But because of Corona, he got his money back. He got his money back, and he couldn't go. He had to wait for next year. People reckon next year will be over. I thought so, but I realised, because there's been change going on, I realised it won't be over. It won't be over at all. There's big risk what's going on, and I'm quite worried about. There's one thing I'm worried about next year, because next year I don't know what's going to happen next year. Is it going to be the same? Is it going to be different? Nobody knows. You know what I mean? And it's been past few months now. Everyone's changed. I've changed, and you know what? It's scary. What's going to happen next year? Nobody knows what happened. This year was supposed to be the best year, and then something went wrong. Literally, kaboom! Like a click. Everything just went wrong. Corona. And people say China's fault. It's China's this. It's no one's fault. It just happens like that. It just happens. That's what happens. And I've heard of this other one called the plague. I can't remember, but my dad told me this thing called plague. It happened a few years ago, and people got, I can't remember, but it's like animals' germs, and it spread. Yeah, it's like that, where animals, it spread the germs, and it spreads. It happened a few years ago. That's part of history. And right now where I'm standing, obviously that's where I am now. Right now, where I am right now, Corona will be part of history. And I'm not even joking. I will be in the history. I'll probably, once I get to adult, or when I get older, I don't know, 21 or 22, I don't know when, but once I get to adult, this will be history. I'll be in the history, saying if I had kids or grandkids, I don't know, but if I had kids, sons and daughters, you know what I mean? But I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But for example, if I had kids when I'm older, I'll be telling the history what happened. I'll be telling them, hey, I was only 14 years old, and when this happened, and I was 15 years old, and then we were still in lockdown. Summer, we were technically doing normal things, but still in lockdown. And yeah, it's really weird. We live in a world that's so different compared to what we normally do. It's like we just entered a world that's different. Mask, sanitize all the time, and people just buying toilet. And now, right now, the government is scaring people. I knew that all along. But back in March, I remembered I was with my mum. We were going shopping, and there was no toilet papers. There was no pasta. There were no there was anything that runs out, anything that doesn't run out, keeps it forever, like a tin or anything, like a tin food, or you know what I mean, anything like that doesn't run out. It was all gone, and the only thing left was just a few stuff, and it was ridiculous, and I got depressed with that as well. But now, what was it, Saturday? On Saturday, my mum went shopping to Asda, and when she went there were no toilet papers. There was no toilet paper roll. Literally, none. And I'm ridiculous. I knew it. The government is scaring us all. The government is technically... I'm not going to say anything violent. I'm not going to take the mick out of government, but that is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the government is scaring everyone. I know this video... I hope this video doesn't put down anyway, because I'm just telling the truth. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, in my own opinion, in my own life, my opinion, I think the government's trying to scare us. Honestly, I think it's happening. Because my mate Josh, I spoke to him today, and you know this, if you live in England, just in England, or in Wales, yeah, Wales as well. If you live in England or Wales, I don't know about Scotland, if they have NHS or not, but in England and Wales, I remember this advert on YouTube, if you've seen this around before, on this advert, it's a NHS Corona track. So basically what it is, it tracks, wherever you go, say if you were on a bus, right, and someone had Corona, and they just alert Jimmy saying, right, for example, if they alerted me saying, right, Jimmy, someone is on your bus that has Corona, and now you have to technically lock. technically it's like that. It's a corona where you track people who has corona. And guess what? My mate Josh, my best mate, he told me that it didn't work. It failed. Absolutely, completely failed. And the government technically talk about it. It was on the news. I haven't watched the news yet today, but I will do later on because it'll be on later on. They said that they tried to, but it didn't work, and it's getting ridiculous now. Obviously, first of all, the NHS tracker, the corona tracker, didn't work. Second, the virus, the flu jab. I don't know if you guys know it, but I had a flu jab like a few weeks ago because I said that it protects my body, it protects my heart. Technically, it protects me. And my mum had it as well. Technically, I think my dad, I don't know, but the vaccine for the corona, well, they don't have a vaccine yet for corona, but like the vaccine as in like the test, the check, technically they just check you if you're corona or not. And I've heard about a few months ago, weeks, I can't remember, but this was ages ago, they were running out. They were running out of tests. Running out of tests. And I'm like thinking, this is pretty bad. If all the corona tests runs out, there'll be no more. Like for me, for mum and dad, my mum had it before, a few months ago. But it's getting ridiculous. And I'm like thinking, what's going to happen what is going to happen? Like, nobody knows. I don't know what's going to happen. You guys don't know what's going to happen. So yeah. And that's everything's changed. This happened only in England. This is only happening in England. And I've heard about Wales as well because I have families in Wales, remember, if you guys subscribe to me for a long time. I have families in Wales, if you already know. But if you don't know, I have families in Wales. I said it like a few times. They're like in Swansea and Cardiff. Like the most popular places are in lockdown. So technically Wales is in lockdown. And a few months ago in the summer, I remembered when I went there to visit my grandma and granddad. Well, I call them Nine Tide means grandma and granddad. Nine means grandma, Tide means granddad, right? So I visited them and it was not like Wales anymore. It was not like peaceful, like it was not quiet. It's usually so quiet there when I go there every year. I've been there loads of times. When I say loads, I mean thousands or trillions or millions. I've been there loads of times in Wales and it's actually quite a nice place. A really nice place. It's so nice. It's like we're in a different world. But then when Corona happened and people couldn't go on holiday to France, Spain, Germany, all kind of stuff, people decided to say, hey, let's go to British holiday. And they went to Scotland and Wales. And Wales, it was not the same. I see travellers everywhere. Because I have families in Wales, obviously. But I'm part of the Welsh family and the English. Technically, I am part of Welsh. I'm a half-blooded Welsh and English one as well. So technically, I remember I went there before, and now all I hear is like, because there's a river cross the road or something. I remember there was a river. Me and my brother Jack, if you already know him, me and Jack go to this river and swim there in the summer. And when we went there, it was just dirty. And I'm like, this is not the right place because there was tourists weeing it, pooping it. And I'm like, oh, it's just disgusting. And we found this another river. This is only in Wales, but if you're wondering where around in Wales, it's up North Wales. In Dolgelly, I think. Yeah. In Dolgelly, that's where... They were not born there, alright? They were born... I forgot, but there's a place called Bella, I think it's Bella. Yeah. Bella, yeah. So there's a village called Bella, not like the lake, but like outside of the lake, there's like a little town or little town basically where my mum and dad, my mum was raised there, and that's when it started. So I will talk about the fully history about my mum and dad marriage. I'll talk about all that like in the future video, but not right now. It's a long story. So yeah, technically it's a long story. So anyway, they're in lockdown. So what? I can't speak properly. So anyway, what was I saying earlier? I was saying that when we went to Wales, all I hear was motorbikes. My mum, no, Nine, my grandma, she never hears something like that. Motorbikes going past every single time. I never hear something like that as well. Because Nine, and Nine and Tide means grandma and granddad, they lived in Wales for a long time. They lived there for years, and they never ever in their life they never hear something like proper motorbikes going past, cars going past. They never hear something like that. They hear when it's like quiet, just a bit quiet, but they never hear something like that before. So yeah. So you're probably wondering, guys, right now, Jimmy, are you okay now? Are you getting used to this? I'm getting used to it. Not there, but I'm quite getting used to it with the mask in school. Obviously, it's annoying. But yeah, I'm getting used to it. And before I go, guys, I decorate my bedroom. I will do another video tomorrow, obviously. I will do another video for tomorrow because I think I'm free tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm doing a video tomorrow, obviously. And that's what I'm doing. And yeah, so before I go, guys, I haven't mentioned this earlier when I first started the video. Make sure you all like, subscribe, turn notification, comment down below. If you're a new subscriber, make sure you guys subscribe. If you already subscribed, but then some reason it says you haven't subscribed, it's a YouTube glitch. Make sure you subscribe. It's for free. You don't have to pay. None of that crap stuff. It's obviously for free. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, I think. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care and peace. Bye, guys.